Alright, this is gonna be day 2 of learning Claude automation and stuff like that, and it's actually not entirely true because I've been learning this for almost a week. I think I started Friday last week, today's Thursday, so it's almost been a week, but I learned a ton in that time. I learned so much in those 6 days, and this is the closest I've ever gotten to a video game addiction that isn't a video game addiction, you know, where I'm so immersed in something that I'm doing it literally all day and it's all I can think about all day. You know, there's a ton of things that I'm genuinely interested in and passionate about with AI and all the stuff that I'm learning, but this like really takes the cake, man, because I've always been fascinated with speed and optimization and stuff like that, and this is exactly what that is, you know. So basically this is kind of like the system that I've built out so far over the past 6 days. Here's the actual workflows that I've developed so far. So over the past week, basically the goal of this is to make copywriting extremely effortless and content creation extremely effortless. So, and that we use Claude Skills for that. So we have a market research bot which has the purpose of just, well, doing market research. You can give it the name of a client or a niche or both, you know. Like obviously a client is in a specific niche, so if you research a client you also research his niche, or you can just research the niche alone. And you use that as a knowledge base. So you just research his business information, his ideal client or customer profile, pain points, desire points, just create a, you know, customer deck and we can use that to write really good copy down the line. But it's not all we need. We need a little bit more than that to write really good copy. We need a brand voice analyzer which copies the brand voice of the of the client, you know, whatever their writing style is. We can emulate that with another Claude skill, the brand voice analyzer. We can create brand voice profiles, and then we can take, and now we have basically market research. So we have their ICP, their business information, their brand voice. Now we can take that and turn that into a, you know, into a client profile, so to speak. And you can take that client profile and put it into a Claude project, because the thing is, you could turn it into a Claude skill as well, which I've done. The problem is, what I've learned recently, or yesterday rather, is that you can only upload 20 Claude skills at a time, which is unfortunate, you know. But that means I have to be a lot more conscious about how I structure these and what I actually turn into a Claude skill, because it's limited. As far as I know, I haven't actually built 20 Claude skills yet and tested it if we can get to that limit, or if that limit is actually accurate. But well, I want to get there to test it out, but I don't have enough skills built yet to actually test it out. So what I'm gonna do right now preemptively is I'm gonna focus on Claude profiles, because Claude profiles should basically serve as a database. You can use Claude profiles as a database and the skills as workflows. So all the business information, all the client information goes into the Claude profile, and then you basically load up the Claude profile, and then you load up a skill, like let's say an email writer skill, and then you're like, write an email for this person right here. This, again, this Claude profile has all their information, their ICP, brand voice, all that sort of stuff. So it is extremely personalized. This email is going to be extremely personalized because it has all this information to draw from, and that's how I would do that. Then I will build a YouTube writer skill. I already have built that actually. We have the email writer skill finished. Right now I'm building the the VSL skill, and then I'll build the webinar skill next, and I'll just cover all of these copywriting skills. I've also been wondering if I could just take all of these skills and turn it into one copywriting skill, you know, because these are separate Claude skills. I wonder if I could merge them into one skill that, you know, can do all of these things, you know. So I haven't tested that yet. I think it can be done, but it might get confusing for Claude if we have that much information in one single skill. But we're gonna have to test it, because right now I'm thinking about how to save space for more skills, because eventually I'm gonna get past 20 skills. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. Like, these are the biggest, most important skills, but there are a lot of small sub skills that you could also use. So for example, this one. So this is the YouTube writer skill, but we want to find good hot YouTube topics, you know, things that are relevant right now, things that we could write about as well, the things that we could write our YouTube scripts about as well. So I just tested this, and it works pretty good. So I have a Notion database where I have collected a bunch of transcripts and information from my client but also from competitors. And now I can tell Claude, I connected Claude to my Notion, and now I can go into Claude and tell it, hey Claude, scrape my Notion and find all the best performing outliers in this niche from the past 30 days. And then it can do that. I know there is ways to build actual scrapers, but I haven't figured it out yet. I'm 6 days into this. So, and I actually tried to do it yesterday, but I failed. So I think this requires a little bit more coding experience and stuff like that, which I don't have yet, but I certainly want to learn all of that stuff. And again, I've never been this obsessed with anything as outside of video games. Like, it's crazy. Like, I just woke up, and the first thought that comes into my head is, well, you know, learn like Claude Skills. It's just, what do we build next? What do we build next? What do we build next? That's immediately the first thought that popped into my head. The second I woke up, I was like, oh man, I want to build more, dude. Like, I'm so excited every time I wake up. I'm like, let's go, let's, you know, I want to build this out. I really want to turn this into a whole system. It's already good, but we can do a lot more here. This is just what I've been putting together over the past 6 days. And today I'm gonna build a whole lot more now that I've gotten really fast at building these skills. I did it so wrong since, like, yesterday was this major breakthrough for me, you know, because 2 days ago I spent like 10 hours on an email writer skill, and then it was like mid-level email. Like, the emails were like a 6 out of 10 or something like that, you know. And then yesterday I watched a few more tutorials on how to actually build Claude Skills. I learned a few things about Claude Skills. The biggest thing that I learned about Claude Skills is that assume that Claude knows a lot and is very smart about a lot of things, and you just have to figure out what information it doesn't have yet and what you could give it as a supplementary information. Because what I did the day before was, there were a bunch of things I did wrong, but one of the biggest things I did wrong was I assumed that Claude literally, Claude literally knew nothing, which I know it knows a lot, but I figured, oh man, I gotta feed it these copywriting principles and these example scripts and all these example emails to write really good emails. I have to feed it all this data to pull from. And that took me 10 hours to put this thing together, and it wrote these mediocre emails. Then I saw a guy on YouTube, he literally just told Claude, hey man, write me a Twitter writer skill, you know? Claude was like, okay, well, what do you want to use it for? Asked him a few questions back. He answered them. It built the skill in 5 minutes, and it worked great. So yesterday I was like, okay, let's start over with the email writer skill. I just told it, hey Claude, I want to do an email writer skill that writes my emails. Here are the 6 email types that I want you to be able to write. And it built it in 5 minutes, and it got better. Like, it was it was better than the skill that I built the day before in 10 hours, you know. In 5 minutes that thing was done, and I fed it 0 copywriting information aside from the 6 email types that I wanted it to do. And it didn't need a lot of information how to put those things together anyway. I mean, I can show, let me get into Claude here. Do I still have the old email writer skill? Let me see. Oh, let me see. All right. Fucking hell. Okay. Capabilities. Here's the new one. The new one is dead simple. The old one is dead complicated. Let me actually see. All right. Edit this 15 hours ago. Okay. Where is my old stuff? Claude Skills. I don't know if I still have the old one. I might have deleted it. I don't think I did. Wait. I think I got it here. Writing emails. Oops. Oh, I might have deleted it actually. But basically I put so much stuff. No, there it is. That's the old one, right? Yeah, look at this. Like, all of this stuff, man. Like, let's open this up. I've added so much information here, man. Like, look at this. Valuable advice emails. Just for valuable advice emails, here's what I gave it here. Look at this. Like, I gave it example emails, all these breakdowns of the emails, what happened here, what was done here. Like, look at this, look how long this is. This is almost 1,000 lines on one email type, and I got 6 of them. And now let's look at the new skill that does better than this skill. This skill has all this information about how to write the email examples, you know. Oh no, this is about all email examples, but still it's 1,000 lines about all of these emails examples. Then you have, like, look at this, man, like, email strategy, Like so much stuff. And again, these emails turned out to be a 6 out of 10, you know, like they weren't that great. And now we have the new skill. Here we have like, I don't know, how much is this? Here we have 12 files here, and then we have 3. So we have 15 files, 15 reference files. And now we have 3 reference files as far as I could tell. Yeah, we have 3 reference files, and this is all it is. That's one voice analysis. That's to just to emulate the brand voice. Voice analysis, master examples. Like, look at this. And then you have the skill itself. And let's look at these email types here real quick. 6 email types. Look. Look at this. Watering, harvesting. Look at this. This is all it did. Wait, I think there's a little bit more information here in these email types, but email type, this is already the workflow itself. Okay, quality check, discovery. Look at this. This is all it is. This is all the information, like from 1,000 lines, from 1,000 lines, you know, 1,000 lines of information about how these emails are built. Oh yeah, there's more. We have a second. Yeah, we have more than 1,000. We have structure patterns, subject lines, valuable advice, whatever that is. Oh no, that's examples, valuable advice. Yeah, look at this. For every single email type, I put a bunch of example emails in there as well with a full breakdown of, you know, all this stuff. Now that's probably like 50 pages of information about how to write these emails. And here we have like 5 lines of information about how to write these emails. Look at this. Story email, length this, focus this, structure this, voice note, done. That's all it needs, and it writes better emails like this than with all of this extra information. And that was such a big breakthrough for me to figure out that Claude does not need all of this extra information. Like, you don't have to feed it everything. You don't have to spoon feed it everything. Claude is very smart, very capable, and it doesn't. Yes, this is all it needs. It just needs a framework. Okay, this is the order I want you to do. It doesn't need, oh, how to write good copy. It knows that, man. It really does. And it is KJ approved. So KJ looked at this. They was like, these are so good, man. Like, he looked at the ones that the old bot gave him, and he was like, yeah, these are pretty good, man. And then he read these and was like, god damn, these are really good. You know? So, yeah, this is amazing. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy how much... you know, this is so much faster now. Like, I can build these skills in a fraction of the time. As I said, this whole thing, I worked on this 10 hours. It put out worse stuff than this. 5 minutes. Or 10 minutes. Oh my god, 10 minutes. Yeah, but didn't take long at all. God damn it. I'm so hyped right now because this saves me so much time. Because, you know, I don't mind I kind of mind putting these together for 10 hours. I'm fully immersed in it, but at the same time, I'm like, does this really have to take 10 hours? That's what I was asking myself. No, it doesn't. It really, really doesn't. And now I can build all of this stuff so fast. I can put these systems together. I can save myself so much time. And I can build not anything I want, but a lot of what I want. Like, pretty much anything I need I can build with Claude, just with the current skill set that I have. But if you really want to be able to build literally anything, you just have to learn coding and stuff like that. But again, I'm pretty new to this. I haven't done this for a long time with Claude Skills, but I can already do a lot thanks to Claude Skills. It's not like that I'm so skilled at this. I just learned a little bit about it, like a few things I figured out along the way of building these things all day over the past 6 days, and you know, just the basis of information that I have right now is enough to turn most things, most visions into a reality. It really is. So I'm super, super, super excited right now to just do this all day again. And I'm curious to see where I will be at the end of the day. Because again, like yesterday it just clicked for me finally. And today I will just, you know, I can build skills so much faster now. So today I'm gonna build a lot, dude. Like, I will probably just cover these copywriting things, man. I already built the VSL skill, I'm just testing it now. Next thing, I'm gonna build the webinar skill. I also have an offer skill, by the way, that creates your offers as well. But then I will also create probably an outreach skill, you know, that writes your Loom scripts and makes outreach easy and stuff like that, you know. Claude can also build presentations. It can't build Miro boards, but it can connect to Figma. So I don't know how that works. I don't know if it can create Figma boards. I have to look into that. I probably can create Figma boards with Claude. I want to see if that's possible. Connect Claude to Figma. Okay. Connect Claude to Figma. Alright, Figma. Whoops. Figma. There we go. I'll look into this too, because that would be pretty interesting. MCP server for design to code. I have to look into this. Unfortunately, they don't have a Miro integration, but maybe you can build an MCP. I don't know much about MCPs yet, but I know they can also be used to connect things together. Again, I'm pretty new to all of this, but I've seen what people do. So I'm very curious about this. Because this will save us time too, you know. I wonder if I upload an image into Claude Skills or into Claude, could it use that image on a website? Probably yes. It has to, right? It has to. It definitely
In this
can.
video, I'm going to
Even without knowing it, it has to be able to. Claude talk to Figma. Okay. Interesting. I haven't used Figma. I only use Miro, but Figma is obviously pretty much the same thing. I think so.
in a previous vid.
All right. I'll look at this more closely later. I'm just skimming through this real quick. Alright, oops. Whatever, I'll look into this later. Right now I'm just... This sounds like a waste of time. I'll look into more things later. Because I want to just build these skills now and then go from there. Alright, that's it. Bye bye.